Hey there guys, DeAndre Yates here, and I'm actually in between doing videos. I just finished with one video, and then I learned about the news of Carrie Fisher passing away. And so I don't know, I wanted to make a video. I just kind of wanted to say something. And I don't know why, but I mean, obviously I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm obviously a huge Princess Leia fan. And the thing is as much as I love her as Princess Leia, you know, that's only one aspect of who she was, who Carrie Fisher was. And, you know, I think any true Star Wars fan out there, you know, if they really want to honor Carrie Fisher, you know, you shouldn't just view her as Princess Leia, because that's only one aspect of her life. You know what I mean? She had multiple, you know, different kinds and different sides to her. I even heard she used to sing and whatnot. And I think in order to really kind of, you know, honor her memory and honor her spirit, just see who she was, you know what I mean? And I don't, and it's funny because talking about celebrity deaths, the biggest celebrity death most recently, well, I guess in terms of like me wanting to kind of do more research on him, was Paul Walker when he passed away. I'm a huge Fast and Furious fan. And so obviously when I got that news, because I followed him on social media, so I got that infamous tweet from his Twitter about him passing. And I was devastated, but at the same time, it made me kind of want to learn more about who he was, you know, not just as a celebrity. I mean, obviously he's a celebrity, but who, you know, what other works he did and what other things that he liked to do. It kind of just made me kind of want to honor his memory a little bit more than just Fast and Furious Brian O'Connor, you know what I mean? And you know, it was great because I was able to, you know, do more research on him and learn about, you know, who he was as a person, learn about how he loved marine biology, and learn how he, you know, started a charity, you know what I mean? And it was fascinating because, you know, even if another celebrity, so to speak, doesn't have those fantastic elements about them, you know, it was great to just know that, you know, other aspects of their life besides what we know them for. It was cool to kind of just learn about people, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying like this is just with celebrities. This can be done with anybody. I mean, obviously when, you know, you have a close friend or a close person pass away to you, it hurts you, you know what I mean? Because in a way it's like you never get to see that person again, and it really kind of takes a toll on you when, you know, when you realize that someone you love dies. And I think it's important to, you know, give condolences to Carrie Fisher's family. I think it's definitely important to just remember that she is more than Princess Leia, you know what I mean? She was Carrie, you know, to her family, you know what I mean? She was just an ordinary person that just happened to, you know, have a talent and that was sought out, and, you know, she did the best she could and became a celebrity out of it, you know what I mean? And that's amazing, you know, that's anyone's dream to, you know, have a talent that they have, you know, explored, and then you get to do what you love. Like, that's amazing, you know what I mean? And it doesn't even have to be acting. That can be any talent you have. That can be welding metal on sides of ships, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure welders make insane amounts of money. But I'm sure for family, whenever they have a loved one, you know, having a talent and then they can make an incredible life off of that talent, it's a good feeling. And I'm pretty sure that's what Carrie Fisher's family felt like when, you know, she became a celebrity. And I think it's very important to honor Carrie Fisher by, you know, learning more about her if you don't. And I think it's important to know her more than just as Princess Leia, you know what I mean? And because I love Star Wars and I love Carrie Fisher's work in that, but it's like that's only one aspect of, you know, who she was as a person, you know what I mean? And just, I guess, to cap this video off, I mean, obviously this should not be the main focus of, you know, Carrie Fisher's passing, but you know, the future of the Star Wars films. I mean, obviously, if this is going to be a spoiler alert for Rogue One, we saw the CGI capabilities they had to bring a young Carrie Fisher. I definitely think if they wanted to, they could digitally recreate her just like how they did with, you know, Leia and Tarkin in Rogue One. But with that said, I don't think that should be the main focus, you know, of Carrie Fisher's passing. I don't think that should be the first thought you think of when she dies. You know what I mean? I think you should, you know, first acknowledge that she was an entertainer. You know what I mean? She was an actress, and she just became typecast, if you want to say, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean? She became instantly known as Princess Leia after this role. But at the end of the day, she was Carrie Fisher. She was a person, you know what I mean? I mean, yes, she was Princess Leia, but she was more than that. And I think to truly honor her spirit, we should, you know, just learn more about Carrie Fisher, learn about, you know, who she is. But like I said, I'm in the middle of filming videos, but, you know, I just wanted to make a little quick, I guess, rest in peace Carrie Fisher video. And also I wanted to send condolences to her family, because, you know, she did a great job as a role model for me, because I love Star Wars, and, you know, Princess Leia was always a recognizable name in the universe. And, you know, the fact that she was that great of an entertainer, you know what I mean, just shows that, you know, her work was phenomenal. And I definitely want to know more about her, you know, outside of Princess Leia. So I definitely think she should be honored in that way, for me personally. But yeah, man, that's just a quick little video, and, you know, just my thoughts on Carrie Fisher's death. And yeah, so, but I'll talk to y'all later. I got some more videos coming up, and yeah, peace.